Thanks, Judd. Great playing. And Pete, here, do you want me to? That's where Wayne's here. Wayne will come and grab this.
Wayne comes and grabs it.
Yeah, he's a banjo grabber. He's a bum grabber and a banjo grabber, from what I understand. This is for you. Merry Christmas. I hope you like it. I don't know if it's your size or not, but.
Are you saying we got our bums grabbed later on?
Yes. If you play your cards right.
That's why we came out.
This doesn't seem to be working.
There you go.
It's not working.
Oh, yes, it is. I can hear you.
What is this exactly?
Well, that's my mom's cooking bowl.
Let's see Justin Bieber play with this.
She's looking for that.
So those folks that don't know, tell us a bit about Old Trouts. What are they about?
The old Trout Puppet Workshop. Well, that's an artistic collective. Really, it's just an excuse for a bunch of grubby dudes to escape adulthood.
And you do. Now, explain. Now, a friend of mine came up to me and said, I used to work at Camp Chief Hector. And those guys have their roots. Is it true that you guys have roots at Camp Chief Hector?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Frighteningly so. We worked with many of the children that live in Calgary. It's quite true.
Is that right?
Yeah. Judd and I were actually counseling partners for a while, and we'd take the kids, into the teepee and get them settled down, and Judd would play his harmonica for them, and then tell them some sort of fatal mountain climbing story about dudes, trapped in glaciers and
That end up having to chew off their own leg and replace it with a goat's leg.
Well, that's where it started to go.
Now, we know and I mean, puppeteer, most people would think as soon as you get into puppeteer, you're an instant millionaire. That's what happens, right? Because who doesn't love a good puppet? But for you guys, so for you guys, it wasn't an easy, I don't know if it's not an easy start, but what was life like for you at the beginnings, trying to get it all started?
Oh, it's a tale of great sorrow, to be honest. Yeah, we had no money whatsoever when we began, and so we started our entire operation on the family ranch. My family's got a ranch down in southern Alberta, where they would allow us the use of the barn and a coal heated shack that we could live in over the winter, so that we could make our puppets. But we had to, do chores, right? We had to collect the eggs and from under the chickens.
That's where they come from.
That's where they come. Yeah. Maybe you haven't been on many farms, Dave, but the
I thought
chicken.
The Hutterites put them on.
And we had to move great big bales of hay and feed the pigs and wake up early in the morning and all these really difficult things.
Well, you know what? First of all, I don't know if our audience really gets how heart-wrenching that story is and how hard it really was. Kyle is disappointed that his beer didn't show up.
You get your ass grabbed.
There you go.
I get my ass grabbed.
There you go. There's a beer for you.
At least.
So, yeah, it sounds hard-ish, but I'll be honest with you guys. I don't know if our audience really understands how challenging that is. So this is what I thought we would do is we'd help your story out a little bit. So we have with us in our room Brinna Brinkerhoff. Brinna is one of the finest violinists in Canada. She's played with the CPO. She's done all kinds of things around North America. And I thought it would be best to kind of give the people an understanding of your guys' last answer to the question, which, to be honest, was a bit weak. That she would come out and help it out a bit. So can we all please welcome Brinna Brinkerhoff. Come on out here, Brinna. Brinna, thank you so much for being here, just a star that you are. What I asked Brinna to do is I said, I'm going to talk to these guys. I don't know if they're going to cut it as an interview, so we may need you. So Brinna, could you just play a little bit for us to kind of set the mood, and then I'm going to try the question again and see how it goes. Yeah, thank you. Okay, this Brinna. Go ahead, Brinna. So Judd and Pete, what was it like as the Trouts starting off?
I just need a second, Dave, if that's okay.
There are memories.
It's coming back. Yeah, it was very difficult for us because we had no money, Dave, none. And so we had to move to the family ranch, which is in southern Alberta, where they forced us to collect the eggs from under the chickens' bums.
It's a form of indentured slavery.
It was. Did you? Eggs come from under chickens' bums. They do. I know it's sad.
I thought the Hutterites put them there.
Well, you never see the chickens having sex.
And we had to feed the pigs.
You fed the chickens to the pigs.
There's more truth to that than you even know.
It is true, yeah.
I think we nailed it. Can we give Brinna a round of applause? Thank you, Brinna. Thank you. It got me that time. Like, it really did. It got me right in the Twitter.
You might actually have an egg under your bum right now.
It's wearing sunglasses.
Hey, if you guys need a beatbox guy in the choir, I know somebody.
Okay, awesome.
Oh, and you're singing there, and then he just comes in with the theme from Tetris or something. Wouldn't that be awesome? So much to talk about, but I want to talk about, seriously, you use the word, and if you go to their website, it's a great website, as is Kyle's. On yours, you talk about gentle.
My website sucks. Anyone out there wants to help me? Yeah.
You're a nice
Anyways.
young man with a lovely website. So, and when you see these guys, this is how they look. They look rugged, and their puppets are beautiful. But there's a certain earthiness to them, a certain power to them. And I wouldn't necessarily, when people see you, to see the word gentle in your website. Not that I feel like I'm going to get beat up, but I feel like. But I thought it was an interesting choice that you guys said, we want us to have the word gentle in it. What's that about?
Well, you know, there's a lot of weeping that does go on in the studio. We wear aprons, we cook, we hug each other, we comfort each other. It's very gentle.
The aprons are leather aprons, right, for carving. I just want you to know that it's pretty tough. I don't know what he's talking about, and I know who put that on the website.
Because it's not true.
No,
I
super
think this
master.
story would be better with the violin.
Should we bring the violin back? Where's Brinna when you need it?
Violin back.
Now tell us about the party coming up on Friday.
Well, we've been around for 10 years.
Yeah.
We started 10 years ago, and so we figured it was time to have a birthday party and raise some money at the same time. Why not? Why not charge a little bit of money at the door? Hardly any. But we're going to have it down in the Marquee Room, and it's going to be, back in the day we used to have these grand old workshop parties, and we used to be just down the street, actually, in one of these old Hudson's Bay warehouses, where we would make the rafters shake and 100-year-old sawdust would fall, and it was one of those awesome.
Well, and people talk. Those parties are mythic about this. If you've ever been to one of those parties, they're incredible.
They do have a bit of a reputation,
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah, exactly. And so. But we've got a new studio now, and we've got a lot of stuff stored there, and it's very precariously placed. At any point could fall, killing many partygoers. And so we decided that instead we'd hold it at another kind of Calgary institution, which is the Marquee Room. And so we're going to have the various bands play, and people are going to come there. And as the night winds on, and people get sort of more and more liquored up, they're going to be more and more emotional. There's going to be some hugging. There's going to be some bar fights, probably, like the good old days. There's going to be somebody's going to say, "I respect you, man," I think, at some point.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a grand old time.
Is anyone going to hug it out, you think, at some point?
Oh, yeah, they'll be hugging.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of hugging. Yeah, competitive hugging. Yeah.
It's
Full
Aussie
contact
rules hugging.
Yeah,
Yeah,
totally.
that's a great hug, I'll tell you that. Talk to Wayne. I'm not sure what that meant exactly. Now, you know what, I'm going to do this because Domain is lending us this beautiful, isn't this beautiful furniture that Domain gave us? Want to thank them. Good people for doing that. You guys are great for doing interesting bits and saying, let's do something a little bit different. I'm in Seussical right now at Alberta Theatre Projects. And if you're in my dressing room and you're peeing, you will stand there above the toilet, and right over the toilet it says, and you're going to have to help me on this, anybody want to have a holy orgy? That's what it says. It's written in felt over top of the bathroom. And then underneath it says, the erotic anguish of Don Juan, Trouts. So that's you guys. So I'm thinking, as I'm peeing, what's with the orgy? What is that about?
Well, you have to see the show.
Ah.
Which is coming in what, February or something like that?
February, I
At
think.
No,
ATP,
March.
yeah.
Yeah,
March,
March.
yeah, fair enough. Yeah, it's because we did it a couple of years ago at ATP, and it's back by popular demand.
You're that good.
We're that good, and or we're that intimidating. But
You have beards. That happens, doesn't it?
yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's how we rule the theatrical roost.
And it is actually. So help me.
Do as I say.
Or I'm going to end up. You're going to end up with a rash. I'm telling you right now.
I just thought it was November over there.
Yeah.